Your e-bike battery is dying right now. Not because you crashed it, not because it's cheap. Because of a button you pressed this morning, manufacturers know about it. They put it there anyway. There are 8 features built into nearly every electric bicycle on the market that are quietly draining years off your battery's life, features sold to you as upgrades. By the time most riders figure this out, they're already staring at an $800 replacement bill. Here's what they never tell you. Number 8. The always-on display feature. Walk into any bike shop in downtown Portland or Seattle, and you'll see the newest electric bicycles lined up with their bright LCD screens glowing even when the bikes are turned off. These always-on displays show the time, remaining battery percentage, and sometimes even the weather. Manufacturers market this as a convenience feature, but it's actually a battery vampire. Your e-bike's lithium-ion battery pack contains hundreds of individual cells, typically arranged in a sleek black casing mounted on the bike frame. Even when your main motor system is powered down, that always-on display continues drawing power from these cells. The display might only use 5 to 10 watts, which seems minimal, but over weeks and months, this constant drain prevents your battery from entering its optimal rest state. Battery chemistry experts have found that lithium-ion cells need periods of complete rest to maintain their chemical stability. When there's a constant low-level drain, the battery management system inside your pack has to work overtime to balance the cells. This creates heat inside the battery casing, and heat is the #1 enemy of lithium-ion longevity. The worst part is how this damage compounds. A brand new e-bike battery might handle the always-on display drain for the first year, but by year 2, you'll notice your range dropping significantly. What used to be a 40-mile ride becomes 30 miles, then 25. By year 3, you're looking at expensive battery replacement options. Most riders don't connect their shortened battery life to that convenient little display. They assume it's normal wear and tear, not realizing they could have avoided most of the damage by simply turning off the always-on feature in their bike's settings menu. Number 7. Fast charging mode. Picture this scenario playing out in garages across America every morning. A commuter realizes their e-bike battery is nearly dead, plugs it into the fast charger that came with their premium electric bicycle, and rushes off to work thinking they're being smart about time management. What they don't realize is that they're cooking their battery from the inside out. Fast charging technology allows your e-bike battery to reach 80% capacity in under 2 hours, compared to the standard 4 to 6 hours with normal charging. The charger pumps electricity into your battery pack at a much higher rate, often doubling or tripling the current flow. On the surface, this seems like pure innovation, but the physics tell a different story. When electricity flows rapidly into lithium-ion cells, it generates significant heat within the battery casing. This heat causes the chemical compounds inside each cell to break down more quickly than they would under normal charging conditions. It's similar to cooking food at high temperature versus low temperature. You get faster results, but you also get more damage to the internal structure. Battery researchers at universities like MIT have documented that frequent fast charging can reduce lithium-ion battery lifespan by 30 to 50%. Your e-bike's battery management system tries to compensate by controlling the charging rate, but it can only do so much when you're consistently choosing the fastest option. The damage becomes visible in your real-world riding experience. An e-bike battery that was fast charged regularly might start showing capacity loss after just 12 to 18 months. Instead of holding a full charge for 40 miles, it might only support 25 or 30 miles. The cells lose their ability to store energy efficiently because their internal chemistry has been degraded by repeated exposure to high current charging. The irony is that most e-bike riders have plenty of time to charge slowly overnight, but the convenience of fast charging feels too good to pass up. It's a classic case of prioritizing immediate convenience over long-term battery health. Number 6. Maximum power mode for daily commuting. Every morning, thousands of e-bike commuters climb onto their electric bicycles, switch their display to maximum power mode, and cruise to work feeling like they're getting the most out of their expensive bike. The power flows smoothly from the battery pack through the motor controller to the rear wheel hub motor, providing effortless acceleration and hill climbing ability. It feels efficient and powerful, but it's actually the fastest way to destroy your battery's capacity. Maximum power mode forces your e-bike's battery to deliver its highest possible current output. When you accelerate from a traffic light or climb a steep hill in this mode, your battery pack is discharging at rates that can exceed 20 to 30 amps. For context, normal riding typically draws 5 to 10 amps from the same battery. This high current discharge creates two major problems for your lithium-ion cells. First, it generates heat inside the battery casing as the cells work overtime to provide the demanded power. Second, it creates voltage stress across the entire battery pack, as some cells discharge faster than others. Your battery management system tries to keep everything balanced, but frequent high current demands make this nearly impossible. The real damage happens at the cellular level inside your battery pack. Each lithium-ion cell contains delicate chemical structures that break down when forced to provide maximum current repeatedly. Think of it like sprinting versus walking. Your muscles can handle occasional sprints, but if you sprint everywhere you go, you'll develop chronic fatigue and injury. E-bike riders who use maximum power mode for daily commuting often report significant range loss within the first year. A battery that initially provided 50 miles of range might drop to 35 miles or less. The cells lose their ability to hold a full charge because their internal chemistry has been stressed beyond optimal operating parameters. Professional bicycle mechanics see this pattern constantly. Customers bring in e-bikes with battery complaints, and when they check the diagnostic data, it shows a history of frequent maximum power usage. The solution isn't to avoid high power completely, but to save it for when you actually need it, like steep hills or headwinds, rather than using it as your default riding mode. Number 5. Regenerative braking set to maximum recovery. Regenerative braking sounds like the perfect e-bike feature. When you brake or coast downhill, your motor runs in reverse, acting like a generator that feeds electricity back into your battery pack. The energy that would normally be lost as heat in traditional brakes gets captured and stored for later use. Many riders set their regenerative braking to maximum recovery, thinking they're maximizing efficiency and extending their range. Unfortunately, they're actually creating conditions that slowly damage their battery. When regenerative braking kicks in at maximum settings, it forces current to flow back into your lithium-ion battery pack at rates that can stress the cells. Picture descending a long hill on your electric bicycle with regenerative braking set to its highest level. Your rear wheel motor is generating electricity and pushing it back through the motor controller into your battery pack. This reverse current flow can create voltage spikes and uneven charging across the individual cells in your battery. The problem becomes more severe when your battery is already near full charge. If you start a ride with an 80 or 90% charged battery and then engage maximum regenerative braking on the first downhill section, you're forcing additional energy into cells that are already close to their capacity limit. This overcharging effect, even if brief, can cause permanent damage to the chemical structure inside your lithium-ion cells. Battery management systems in quality e-bikes try to prevent this overcharging by reducing regenerative braking when the battery is full, but many systems aren't sophisticated enough to handle aggressive regenerative settings safely. The result is a gradual degradation of your battery's ability to accept and hold a charge. Experienced e-bike riders have learned to adjust their regenerative braking based on their battery's current charge level. When the battery is below 50%, moderate regenerative braking can be helpful. When the battery is above 70%, they reduce regenerative braking to minimal levels or turn it off completely. This approach maximizes the benefit while protecting the battery from stress-induced damage. The key is understanding that regenerative braking is a tool, not a feature you should maximize in all conditions. Used wisely, it can extend your range and reduce brake wear. Used aggressively with maximum settings, it becomes another way to inadvertently shorten your expensive battery's lifespan. Number 4. Leaving the bike connected to the charger after reaching 100%. This might be the most common battery-killing mistake that e-bike owners make, and it happens in garages and apartments around the world every single night. You plug your electric bicycle into the charger before bed, planning to unplug it in the morning when the battery reaches full capacity. But morning comes. You're rushing to get ready for work, and you forget about the bike. It stays connected to the charger all day, maintaining that 100% charge level while plugged into the wall outlet. Lithium-ion batteries, like the large rectangular pack mounted on your e-bike frame, are not designed to remain at 100% charge for extended periods. When a battery reaches full capacity, the individual cells inside the pack are at their highest voltage state. Keeping them in this high-voltage condition for hours or days creates stress on the chemical compounds that store energy. Your e-bike's charger is supposed to stop delivering current when the battery reaches full capacity, but most chargers continue providing small amounts of current to maintain that perfect 100% level. This is called trickle charging or float charging. While the current is minimal, usually less than 1 amp, it keeps your battery cells in a stressed state instead of allowing them to naturally settle to a more stable voltage level. Professional battery engineers recommend that lithium-ion batteries spend most of their time between 20 and 80% charge when not in use. Staying at 100% charge, even without additional current flow, causes gradual breakdown of the chemical structures inside each cell. The battery's capacity to store energy diminishes over time, leading to the frustrating experience of shorter and shorter riding range. The damage is subtle at first. After 6 months of leaving your e-bike plugged in overnight regularly, you might not notice any difference. But by 12 to 18 months, the reduced capacity becomes obvious. Rides that used to be comfortable 30-mile trips now require more frequent charging stops. Eventually, you're looking at battery replacement costs that can exceed $800. The solution is simple but requires changing your routine. Set a phone alarm for when your battery should reach full charge, typically 4 to 6 hours after plugging in. Unplug the charger and let your battery rest at its natural settled voltage. If you're not planning to ride for several days, consider charging only to 80% and topping off before your next ride. This approach can double your battery's usable lifespan. Number 3. Using the wrong charger for convenience. Walk into any bike shop and you'll see dozens of different e-bike chargers hanging on the wall behind the service counter. Black plastic boxes with various connector types, voltage ratings, and amperage specifications. To most riders, they all look basically the same. This assumption leads to one of the most expensive mistakes you can make with your electric bicycle's battery pack. Every e-bike battery system is designed to work with a specific charger that matches its voltage and current requirements. Your typical e-bike battery operates at 48 volts or 52 volts, with charging currents ranging from 2 to 5 amps. Using a charger that delivers the wrong voltage or current can cause immediate damage or gradual degradation that shortens your battery's lifespan significantly. The most common scenario happens when riders borrow chargers from friends or use universal chargers they found online. A charger designed for a 48-volt battery might output 54 volts, which seems close enough. But that extra voltage pushes your battery cells beyond their safe operating range, causing permanent chemical changes inside the lithium-ion cells. The battery might still function, but its capacity and longevity are compromised. Even more dangerous is using a charger with higher current output than your battery was designed to handle. A fast charger that delivers 8 amps might seem like a good upgrade for your battery that normally charges at 3 amps. However, forcing that much current into cells designed for lower charging rates generates excessive heat and stress. The battery management system tries to protect the cells, but it can only do so much when the input current is fundamentally wrong for your specific battery chemistry. The subtle damage from wrong chargers often goes unnoticed for months. Your e-bike still works, the battery still charges to 100% on the display, and your rides seem normal. But internal damage accumulates with each charging cycle. Cells become unbalanced, capacity degrades faster than normal, and eventually you notice significant range reduction that can't be explained by normal aging. Quality e-bike manufacturers spend considerable engineering effort matching chargers to their specific battery systems. The charger that comes with your bike has been tested with your exact battery chemistry, cell configuration, and battery management system. Using a different charger, even one that seems compatible, bypasses this careful engineering and puts your expensive battery at risk. Professional bike shops see the aftermath of wrong charger usage regularly. Customers bring in e-bikes with premature battery failure, and investigation reveals they've been using incompatible charging equipment. The repair options are usually limited to expensive battery replacement, since the cellular damage from incorrect charging cannot be reversed. Number 2. Extreme temperature exposure during storage. Every winter, thousands of e-bike owners make the same mistake that slowly destroys their battery packs. They roll their electric bicycles into cold garages, unheated sheds, or outdoor storage areas where temperatures regularly drop below freezing. During summer months, the same bikes often sit in hot garages where temperatures exceed 100 degrees Fahrenheit. This temperature cycling creates one of the most destructive environments possible for lithium-ion battery chemistry. Lithium-ion batteries contain liquid electrolytes that facilitate the movement of ions between the positive and negative electrodes inside each cell. When temperatures drop below freezing, these electrolytes can begin to crystallize or become viscous, reducing their ability to conduct ions effectively. When temperatures rise above 90 degrees Fahrenheit, the electrolytes become more reactive, leading to faster breakdown of the chemical compounds that store energy. The battery pack on your e-bike contains dozens of individual cells, typically arranged in a rectangular black casing mounted to the bike frame. Each cell responds differently to temperature changes, causing some cells to age faster than others. This uneven aging makes it impossible for your battery management system to keep all cells balanced, leading to reduced capacity and shorter range over time. Cold storage is particularly damaging because lithium-ion cells can be permanently harmed if they freeze completely. Water-based electrolytes expand when frozen, potentially damaging the internal structure of the cells. Even if freezing doesn't occur, storage below 40 degrees Fahrenheit significantly slows the chemical reactions that make the battery function properly. When you try to ride after cold storage, your battery might show reduced power output or shorter range until it warms up. Hot storage accelerates all the chemical reactions inside your battery, but not in a good way. High temperatures speed up the breakdown of electrolytes and the degradation of electrode materials. A battery stored in a hot garage for 3 months during summer can age as much as a battery used normally for 6 months. The damage is cumulative and irreversible. Number 1. The boost button for every hill and headwind. At the top of every e-bike's handlebar display sits a button that promises instant power. The boost button, turbo mode, or maximum assist feature delivers surge power directly from your battery to the motor. Marketing materials show riders effortlessly climbing steep trails or cutting through headwinds with a single press. What they don't show is the damage happening inside your battery every time you use it. When you press boost, current levels jump from the normal 5 to 10 amps up to 25 or 30 amps in high-performance systems. That surge forces your lithium-ion cells to discharge far above their optimal range. The immediate effect feels amazing. Hills disappear, headwinds vanish. But inside the battery casing, heat builds, chemical compounds break down, and voltage imbalances form between cells that the battery management system struggles to correct. Riders who use Boost regularly report serious range loss within the first year. A battery that once delivered 50 miles might drop to 30 or less. The cells simply lose their ability to hold a full charge after repeated high current abuse. The psychological trap makes it worse. Boost mode feels so good that riders start hitting it for situations that don't need it. A slight incline, a mild breeze. Each press feels justified. The cumulative damage is not. The fix is simple. Treat Boost like a tool, not a default. Reserve it for steep grades and genuine headwinds. Use lower assist levels everywhere else. Riders who do this regularly get 4 to 5 years from their battery. Those who don't are looking at replacement costs of $600 to $1,200 within 18 to 24 months. One button. That's the difference between a battery that lasts and one that doesn't.